I would like today to talk about a building which we have built here at the border of Swiss-German border. This building is 5-story. It not only produces carbon dioxide, but also it takes off carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So it's one of the first buildings actually which is made as so big, 5-story, 2,200 square meter, and we have built 19 apartments, which was rented suddenly. Important of this building is that the materials which we have used and the operation, because we are using no fossil energy like oil or gas to heat up or to cool down the building. The building is made by plant carbon beton and hemp concrete. Basically, the building requires almost no energy to heat up. We have for electricity the solar panels on the roof, and for the whole 19 apartments, one heat pump, which is quite interesting. The material is used is all recyclable. We have used recyclable steel and hemp concrete. The climate in the rooms are optimal because we have this hemp concrete, which is basically isolates the building, doesn't let any cold come in, and doesn't also protects it from the heat. Is one of the large-scale buildings made in Europe in such a measure. It is 2,200 square meter. Most likely, the important thing is auxiliary energy cost of a building is to minimum. A 5-story building with a 5-room apartment needs basically 300. Can I have the next slide? Is 300 euro per month. This building is using only 30 euro per month of the energy cost. So it's one of the first one, and it in its kind, which absolutely reduce the next picture, please. It absolutely reduce auxiliary cost. We have used hemp, which is a vegetable where it's produced in France mostly, and we have mixed it in a concrete. Important is that we are not using conventional material like cement, because as you know, to produce cement, it needs a lot of energy in the oven. The limestone, you have to break it, and it produces a lot of carbon dioxide. And we are reducing the carbon dioxide and production, and also hemp concrete. It basically absorbs CO2 from the atmosphere. So it's basically carbon neutral building, which is one of the kind in such a large scale. We are somebody may ask you what was the cost of such a building. The cost of a building, it was one of the first ones, is about 15 to 20% more than the conventional building. But if you calculate the cost of the heating or cooling, then in 3 years, actually, we are saving lots of money because we don't pay anything for heating. And the next phase of this construction is we are at the moment doing that. There are 12 apartments which we are building, and it was already sold out. Everybody who is interested to this could contact us and visit the buildings. We are building more of this because basically it's one of the first buildings which is carbon dioxide emissions we stopped. As far as beton, we are using this vegetable carbon beton, which we have done a lot of tests on that at the university here, at the technical institute, and the laboratories. We get a high performance beton, and from the using of energy, it's a very good isolator. So it's the one of the first buildings in its case. It's the location, as I said, it's at the border to Swiss-German border at the lake. And everybody who was interested could come here, and we gladly show him how this building functions. You could also find the information about this in our company's link, which is called Openly, like Openly. The reason it's called Openly is that because basically the whole drawing, the whole floor plans, we could change. It's very flexible. Basically, we are free to change the rooms, for example, from classrooms to luxury apartments, and it's basically we are using no bearing walls. We are using these hemp concrete walls and wood. We think the material wood is very optimal as far as the resources consumption. Could you give me the next picture? And the floors are also prefabricated. Here you see these hemp. At the right side, the blocks, which we made from hemp concrete. And the link at the left side, you see the walls, which we filled up with hemp. It's a fantastic isolation material. And we are one of the first one who can have such a fantastic consumption of energy, which is, as I told you, 30 euro per month. And with assuming the energy costs are going up, the gas prices are going up, and so on, it's economically feasible in this building in 10 years because the auxiliary cost is much less than the conventional building. The floors are prefabricated, where we're using clay to fill it up. It's basically wooden slabs, and we are using recyclable steel beams for the floors. The building has been evaluated at the material, the concrete, at the Swiss Federal Institute, the test laboratories. We get excellent isolation values for the building, and also very good beton or your concrete megapascal concrete pressure. but basically the building is a wooden building with frames and columns. Could we have some next pictures? Can I have the next picture? Yeah, here you see a plan of the building. You see that we have a lot of columns, and you see a lot of walls outside. The walls are made by hand, concrete, and we have for stability the core in the middle that you see. These are the cores of the stability against earthquakes and so on. These are made by the plant or the vegetable carbon beton, and vegetable carbon beton is also uses no cement, and it's very agreeable here because we are using almost no cement to construct this building, and we have shown that using vegetables or the plant construction, we could build up to 4.5-story complex building with a 2,200 square meter. The next phase of buildings are 12 apartments, which we are building now. And this is already been sold out because people are very much interested in reducing the the cost of energy, and also reducing the carbon dioxide emission. There is a big discussion, as everybody knows, that the carbon dioxide, there will be a tax on that in future because you are producing too much carbon dioxide, and there has been so COP, the energy from the energy discussions in the meetings. There was one in the COP for 5 years ago in Paris, where 100 countries have agreed to reduce carbon dioxide production by 2050, so the Earth is not getting warmer by 1.5 centigrade more. This is one of the first steps that we could change the building construction and using more materials, which are more natural kind of materials. Can I have the next pictures? You will see here, here you see the slabs of the floors are basically prefabricated T-beams. We fill it up with the clay for the stabilities. As you see, everything is made by natural vegetables and plants. This is, of course, has been very revolutionary, I would say. And we have been publishing it as a paper in different journals, and wanted to show you how we are using these different biological material in a practical applications. I've also wanted especially to talk about different, like a biocement or biosoil, because as you know, in earthquake-prone countries, we have to stabilize the soil. So, as you know, I hope everybody is okay there if you're in Singapore, because the soil under big earthquakes, which happen now, could also fail. And one of the main methods or the technology is to fill up the soil with biologically with chemical, and we could stabilize the soil especially from liquefaction. And this is especially the areas which we have clay and near the oceans, where we have also water coming up and filling up the soil. The biosoil is very attractive to stop the failure of soil in a for the hot or for a strong earthquakes. As I know, we just had a 7.7 earthquake in Myanmar, and this is a strong earthquakes, and the poor soil could lose its strength, and by strengthening it with injections of chemicals, we could strengthen the soil for the next earthquakes. So as you see, the biologically application is quite vast. We are using hemp to build our walls. It is a fantastic isolation material, and it breathes actually. And people who have rented apartments are very content at the moment. And we are finishing up the next project in the 6 months, where we are going to show the use, where we're going to especially reduce the cost. Because first time we had about 15 to 20% more cost, was the first type of this building. And the next building, we are coming to the same cost actually as a conventional building. But if you consider the cost of energy, which is basically increasing every day here in Europe and Asia also, this is one of the reasons actually good of the cost of energy reduction, that people have rented the building and bought the building, because energy is becoming really rare and more expensive. And using the vegetables or the plant design like hemp, because as you know, the trees and many vegetables like hemp, they absorb energy during the growth, and they also, once you build blocks or walls, they also absorb energy during their operations. This hemp concrete. If somebody's interested, I just published a paper in a Natural Hazards journal. I could send you, talk to the organizers, or could send me a mail that I will provide you with documentation on this building. Can I have the next slides? So basically, I am finished. Can I have the next slide? Nobody is there. Hello? No, I am talking to the organizer. Can I have the next slide, please? Yeah. So basically, that was my talk. I just wanted to inform that using biological, especially plant, we could do a lot in construction. And this is, my opinion, is the future, because we can no more build energy-intensive material with energy-intensive material like steel or like cement concrete. It was very interesting to watch yesterday the pictures from the earthquake in Bangkok, and you see there also that the building which are made by wood, they perform quite all right. And there was a concrete building which good, it was in construction, but still it catastrophical failure, and because of the earthquake. And the wood is also very good material for the earthquakes resistance. It's not only that, it's also using wood, we could build large apartments which are also energy saving. If somebody interested, you could look in the literatures. I have 2 books on that from Springer, and where I have written how you could make a zero energy buildings. That means a building which does not need any energy from outside, but absorbs, it produces energy. And this is our opinion here, that with the time, we are getting into the point that we have to save energy more and more. And we cannot go on with using these materials which are very energy intensive as steel or as cement and concrete. We see, as you see also in pictures in Thailand, that the concrete is performed not well if it's not good design. And all the buildings which are wooden, basically, they have performed quite well. So, well, this is my presentation today. I am basically wanted to bring the point that using bio-cement or that's a very important block too, also where you see the hemp blocks or concrete. When it grows, it absorbs CO2, carbon dioxide. And then when we also make brick, the hemp concrete blocks all on the right side, it takes, absorbs CO2. So the whole calculation is like that, that at the end, if you're using hemp concrete, the energy take is minus, or the carbon dioxide emission would be minus, which is quite impressive. Well, if our opinion is that in industry, in the construction industry, we could use a lot of vegetables and plant design, and this has a bright future, because the materials that we're using now is quite energy intensive and produce a lot of carbon dioxide. Well, if somebody's interested, could also contact us. Our company is called Openly. That's in Switzerland, but you could in Google find it, and I could send you some more information, some scientific packages, if somebody's interested in the research in this area. And I hope you liked the presentation today, and thank you for inviting me. It was an honor to be with you in this presentation. And these buildings, anytime you could visit them and to see how it was designed. We are called Openly. That means we give you all the open informations in open discussions. And if you're interested in such a design in your place or your country, we'll be happy to consult and help you on this. Thank you very much for all your